Hello, I'm Nigel.
And I'm Anders. Welcome to a new program. What is? Nigel, elaborate for me, please.
Well, when we started our tea journey with this channel, much of it was for us learning more about tea.
Yeah.
And we've been delving deeper, and there's lots of questions that we need answered. And the first one was, what is tea? So this first program, we're going to look at what is tea. Anders, where did it all begin?
It all began a long time ago, 2,700 odd years ago. I can't be more precise than that. Two of those numbers are out of my head. In China, southwest province called Yunnan. So for context, that will knock you on to, you're knocking on Laos and Cambodia there. And somebody, Shen Nong, who had invented a whole load of stuff, discovered tea. Now,
didn't it turn out he wasn't a person?
It turned out he was a deity, a mythological creature.
Tea comes from God.
There
you go.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
So, it was around for a long time before anybody decided to try and stew it and make tea out of it. And eventually, the East India Company in India also found another type of Camellia sinensis. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. All tea
comes from
the Camellia sinensis.
If it doesn't come from that, it's not tea.
No. If it is a fruit tea or a herbal tea or a rooibos,
or
it's not a
chamomile,
tea.
They're classed as herbal teas or tisanes.
That's right. Yeah. So all tea comes from the Camellia sinensis. Now, the confusing thing here is that there are two types of Camellia sinensis. There's the one that we found in China, which is the Camellia sinensis, and in India, the Camellia sinensis assamica. Hence, we have Assam. So there we go. That's the history of tea.
So all teas, whether it be green, black, white, pu'er, is that the fermented tea?
Yeah.
Oolong, they all come from that same plant.
All of them.
And what actually makes them different is the process. There's 5 steps in the process of making tea. The first part is picking them. The second part is actually withering the leaves.
Yeah.
And then the next part is rolling the leaves. And then it's oxidation. Now, oxidation is probably the bit that really starts to give the tea its character, its flavor, and that has the biggest impact on flavor, that part.
Well,
and the final, yes.
Let me stop you there, because also where they're grown makes a huge difference as well.
It does. It does. But yes.
If I can be boring,
yes,
I'll try not to be. But basically, if we've got, like I say, 2 types of Camellia. Camellia sinensis, which is grown on high altitude, lower temperatures, and therefore they grow slower, and therefore they take in the flavoring, I suppose, of the I hate the word, but terroir, I suppose, everything around it.
Yes, yeah.
The Senescus assamica is grown at low temperatures in countries close to the equator. So we're talking Sri Lanka, we're talking southern India, we're talking Indonesia, for instance. Because the sun is just so hot, it really quickens up the brewing time, the growing time, beg your pardon.
Yes. Now,
so therefore making it more bitter and stronger. Yeah.
Quality wise, you get some of the best qualities are grown at the lower areas, but there's still quality at both. Again, it's a lot to do the process. The final part of the 5 stages was firing. So once it's oxidized a bit, and depending on how long for the type of tea, it's then warmed up, heated up quite quickly just to dry it out, to get the moisture out, so it's got a better shelf life and it stops that oxidation process.
Yeah.
Now, there's lots of things that come into the production, and there's 2 types of production. There's the orthodox and unorthodox, funny enough. Now,
pray tell.
The orthodox is more the traditional, so it's hand-picked, it's plucked by hand, it's laid on bamboo trays to wither, and then the rolling process, they actually allow some machinery in here, but they're specially designed to mimic hand rolling.
Oh, okay.
And then the oxidation and so forth. Now, the biggest difference with the unorthodox thing is the heavy machinery used. So this is much more at the lower lying tea growing areas where they'll have a machinery. It just goes across the top of the plants and shaves off the top.
Okay.
And that crushes, it tears it and curls. That's the whole process. It's all
mechanized, I think is the
That's
word
the
you're
word.
searching for. Yeah.
Now, most tea bag teas you get are produced this way. But the more expensive brands will have some more of the orthodox methods in the production.
Okay.
So that's teas. I mean, again, it's just like grapes, different wines, different areas, we'll get different soils.
You get different results.
There's just so many factors which come into the tea. I get Sri Lankan tea because tea's grown there. We'll cover this in other programs.
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting learning all this stuff. Oh, I was excited, but I'm a nerd.
Yeah, we are, and we welcome you, any nerds there. So, so here endeth the first lesson. There's more to come. Don't you worry. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.